gangstas. So my little scorpions, the moon is currently in Aquarius at 97.2% illumination. We're coming out of that 2 days of the supermoon in Aquarius. It's very action oriented, right? Swords is all about taking action. It's about being thoughtful. Anybody who knows Aquarius is very analytical, very intellectual energy. So I see like we are entering into like a transition and a time of really being thoughtful of our goals, our ambitions, the direction we want to go. So see how this energy is affecting you personally. So what kind of messages we have from Spirit for you? Venusians, romance, soulmates, empathy, right? If you notice, they've got this tie around them, right? That represents a soul tie, a soul connection. Very beautiful. I love this. All right. This could be a main focus for you at this time, like really focusing on whether or not it looks like they're in the process of getting married, right? And so you could be really thinking on like that futuristic, like taking your relationship to the next level if you're already in a relationship, or you could be in the energy of really being open and receptive to what's coming towards you if you're not already in a connection, because it does look like something's coming in if you're not there yet. Let's clarify that before we start diving deep. So we have Three of Swords. I don't love that this is the first card that comes out. This could represent that, like, in the past, you were hurt, right? You had your heart broken pretty badly. With the King of Pentacles in reverse, it's like somebody just kind of let go, right? Somebody just didn't try to hold on to this connection. Somebody was very, with the High Priestess showing up, Pisces energy, this is kind of telling me that, like, you were very intuitive about it. Like, you saw it coming from a mile away. There could be fears and doubts in connection to your current relationship that's kind of bringing up this, like, intuition that you had experienced in the past, right? And it's almost like you're afraid of, like, reliving heartbreak or experiencing that kind of thing. Let's see, let's get more cards on this. And if you notice, the High Priestess is reading, right? So it's like you could be reading into your situation a bit. Also, like, I'll have you know that Venus is in retrograde right now, and it could also, like, be that kind of energy where your self-talk could often be confused with intuition. I don't want to put it that way, but that's how I'm hearing it or feeling it. It's like sometimes we overthink so much, and then we're like, is that really a thing, or am I just overthinking something? And we're gonna get to the bottom of this, because with the Queen of Pentacles here, I see that you are in the energy of really holding on, right? If you notice, she's holding on to that pentacle, holding on to that earth energy, trying to stay very grounded. And I feel that, like, if you feel like emotionally like your partner might be pulling back or whatever, it might not even have anything to do with romance. Don't allow yourself to be hurt by that energy. Don't allow yourself to dive too deeply into that, because the first thing that came out was the Venusians. And Venusians, Venus, right? Venus is in retrograde, so, you know, this could very well be your partner. They might be feeling a little out of balance at this time, or, there could be an energy shift based on that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that something ultimately is wrong and that things are going awry, right? It's just sometimes energy changes and evolves over time. The Death card. This is actually good for you because you're a Scorpio and this is your card. This is a Scorpio card, right? And this is you standing in your power. This is also like you entering into a new cycle. But you standing in your power, unless they're, I feel like the only thing that could cause like a heartbreak at this point would be like, let me just read a bit more. Because that, for you, it's like in the same way that if the Devil card comes out for Capricorn, that's really positive energy. It's them standing in their power, right? And right now, I feel like you are standing in your power. You're showing up as a Queen of Pentacles, right? Queen Pin energy, really empowered at this time. Really, like, I feel like, don't shake your foundation, out of, like, fear, doubt, and insecurity. That's really what I'm hearing. Don't shake your foundation. Just kind of flow. Stay in your flow state. Very, very interesting. So we have the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Water, right? Also showing up in the upright. If that's any more confirmation that you are definitely standing in your power, right? This is also the Queen of Love, right? You're a very loving individual. whether you're male or female, you're really definitely showing up in this energy of the divine feminine. Does not mean that you're not a masculine man. If you're a man, it means that you are in tune with your emotions. You are a creative individual, that you are somebody who brings life, right? We have the Empress, right? The Empress is showing up pregnant, right? She's holding on to her little pregnant belly there. And if you notice, Queen of Pentacles also has a round thing she's holding on to in front of her stomach, right? So there could be a pregnancy in the mix. Either you could be pregnant, or, you know, this could also talk about birthing a new cycle, right? With the Death card, and representing kind of an ending to life as it has been, or life as you've known it, right? And entering into a cycle that is new, right? If, like, for example, somebody didn't have children, then they're about to have a child, that would be the death of that cycle of not being a parent, right? So, you know, that, take it as it resonates, but that's really what's kind of coming through strong for me right now. We have Two of Pentacles, the Judgment card, and the Ace of Swords. Two of Pentacles is like being up in your head about something, right? It's kind of like weighing the pros and cons, kind of thinking about like different alternative outcomes, right? And it could also be overthinking, especially with the Judgment card showing up. This is like you could be placing your judgment on situations at this time. We have the Ace of Swords. This is like an action being taken. Also, this is like entering into a new cycle, a cycle that changes everything, right? And this is coming during the, Ace of Swords. Swords is air energy. Right now, the moon is in Aquarius. Aquarius is air energy. So this is like, you know, you could be in this very like things could be changing from this point on, right? This lunar cycle on. In this, you see Anubis with his Ankh here holding the scales, right? The scales of balance. And in ancient Egypt, Ma'at would measure a heart against a feather. And if your heart was lighter than a feather, then you were, or as light as a feather, I should say, then you were given, like, you basically got to go to heaven, right? If your heart was heavier than a feather, then you go to the underworld and you have to come back and do other cycles, right? And it's kind of like, I find you finding balance, right? And kind of like allowing your heart to like release the heavy burden, right? The heavy burden of the past, the heavy burden of the things that have hurt you before. So I feel like you need to make kind of this judgment call also, where you allow yourself to have a light heart, right? To be lighthearted in things, to not overwhelm yourself with negative thoughts, right? Don't allow those things to dictate you. Stay optimistic. This is like what I had to tell the Cancers. It's like you have to be in the mindset of, rather than planning for the worst case scenario, plan for the best case scenario, right? Really think on that best case scenario and you will manifest it. But if you're focused so heavily on the worst case scenario, you'll manifest that, you know? So it's like, focus on your own personal power, right? Because you standing in your power with the Empress in the upright, the Queen of Cups in the upright, the Death card in the upright. I see you standing in your power. And when you're standing in your power, what you focus on is what you manifest, right? You are empowered that way. And so focus on the good. Focus on positive outcomes. Three of Cups in reverse with the Eight of Pentacles. This is like Three of Cups in reverse. Three of Cups. It's kind of dark in here. Hold on. I'm going to brighten it up in here a bit. I'll be right back. Voila. Let there be light. So, yeah. So with the Three of Cups in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles. Three of Cups in reverse. Well, Three of Cups can often represent drinking and going out and celebrating with your friends. So that being in reverse tells me that you aren't doing those things, right? And with the Eight of Pentacles, it's like focusing on your work, focusing on what does work, focusing on what you need to work on, those kinds of things. But seeing the Three of Cups in reverse show up with the pregnant Empress, I'm feeling like maybe somebody can't drink, you know? Just throwing it out there, because that energy is kind of heavy, you know? It's like showing up, though. Alright. Anything else from my little Scorpions? My little overthinkers? Oh, I love that. Okay. Hold up, gangsta. You're gonna love this too. Okay. You're gonna extra love this. We have the King of Cups with the Seven of Swords in reverse. Seven of Swords in the upright means lying, cheating, stealing, right? With that in the reverse, this is like saying this is somebody who has pure intentions for you. This is somebody who's not lying, cheating, or stealing. This is somebody who loves the shit out of you. He's the King of Love, King of Cups, right? You're showing up as a Queen of Cups, divine counterparts, right? I see a lot of loyalty in this, a lot of showing up the right way. I see somebody who loves you and wants to embark on this new thing. And what's funny is they look like they're getting married here, and they actually look like they're dressed up to get married there. So, you know, marriage could be on the menu. And that's something that y'all could be working towards, you know. I see a very positive outcome here. I see things just kind of working out, and I would not allow negative thoughts to penetrate that, you know. Because it looks very beautiful. I mean, shit, you can see it. Even if you don't read tarot, like, you can see that, right? It's very beautiful energy, and it's like, this is a soul tie. This is something that's meant to come to fruition here. If you're feeling a little self-conscious, which, if you're in the state of being pregnant, right? If pregnancy is something that is being experienced, guess what happens when you're pregnant? Your hormones get a little shifty, right? And you feel a little self-conscious. You're like, I'm all bulbous and not as sexy as I once was. But guess what, chicken? But you're carrying somebody's offspring, right? And when you carry their offspring, you're actually a lot sexier to them than you realize, right? It's a beautiful time, right? That's a beautiful form for you. And I wouldn't overthink that or like allow negative thoughts to consume you during this time. Because I'm seeing somebody who's just straight up adores you. Look at the way he's looking at her, right? Just straight up adoration. This is somebody who's showing up very honest and very correct for you. Gory Debbie. Check your boundaries and affirm your right to express and receive both kindness and respect. Embrace your softer side and your ability to stand up for yourself. You are a unique being and do not need to conform to stereotypes. As you relax into your authentic self, the best method to accomplish what is needed shall spontaneously arise from within. Moksha of Kali. Relief shall come swiftly. Soon you will see things differently. You are going to be liberated from the struggle you are currently experiencing. Be true to yourself and your life path, and you will attract the way forward. You will overcome all opposition and be released into improved circumstances and be supported to bring your sacred path to fruition. So, yes, I hope this was helpful. Namaste. I love you, and I will see you later.